say the lineups with them. So like when they say like no.
Okay, guys.
Baron fans, you don't have to miss a minute of the action this season. All of your favorite DeKalb Baron events, games, and programs are available on Baron TV. That's right, live Baron events and Baron replays are available on AES, your community network. Cable channel 22. You can even take Baron TV with you on the go. Live events stream on BTV and you can access them on your computer or mobile phone. If you missed an event, no need to worry. Check out the BTV archive for on-demand replay. To watch live, go to www.auburnessentialservices.net and click on the tab on the top of the page, Watch Live. So make sure you tune in and check out your BTV on YCN, where DeKalb County comes home.
At Baron TV, we believe that media and broadcasting should educate, inform, entertain, inspire, and connect our community. We proudly support all of DeKalb County by broadcasting the events, games, and programs that are important to us, our viewers, and our sponsors. You are watching Baron TV on YCN, your community network, where DeKalb County comes home.
That's right, Baron fans, and you're watching BTV. Please stand by. We'll be right with you with pregame coverage in just a moment. All right, fans, welcome to Baron Nation Sports coverage of the pregame show here at Baron TV. And I'm going to turn it over to our incredible staff at BTV for more information.
Baron fans, welcome to this broadcast of Baron Nation Sports coverage on Baron TV, hosted by AES via YCN, your community network. I'm your host, Hoyt Stafford, along with Tyler Pomeroy, Addison Cruz, Gabe Shank, and Joe Snyder. This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following program sponsors:
Auburn Essential Services, DeKalb Health, Steel Dynamics Incorporated, Bowles Frozen Desserts, Schmidt Teas, Feller and Clark Funeral Homes, Gibson's Heating and Plumbing, FC Tucker, Malcolm and Schluter Realtors, Kelly Southern State Farm, Albright's One Stop Grocery and Supermarket, Jamel Flooring, the Ben Davis Auto Group, Brown & Brown Insurance, Nixon Homes, Classic City Body and Paint, Smith Farms Manor, Joyce Hefty Koval Insurance Agency, Betts Nursing Home, Beacon Credit Union, Metal Technologies, Vision Source, Medford Weber and Blythe Attorneys at Law, Indiana Physical Therapy, Auburn Dental Associates, Taylor Rental, Best Deal Auto Sales, Bernadette Salon, Forget Me Not Boutique, Big Red Sports, Jeremiah's, DeKalb Chiropractic, and Drive Right Academy.
Boy, I tell you what, I want to echo that big shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors bringing this programming to you. And I got to tell you what, this is going to be exciting. Tonight, it's the DeKalb Barons at home taking on the Manchester Squires. Now, it's been a long time. I can't think of the last time that the Barons had a chance to actually match up against the Squires. This is a very talented Squires team. And right now, the Barons are on a pretty much a hot streak. They've gone 2-1 so far here at the start of the season. Last night, taking on Lakeland. And I got to tell you, it was a great game. Not only was it a great game, we had some great offensive scoring from Cole Richmond. He led the team last night with 12. And it was Caleb Nixon and Kyle Dunham with 11 points apiece. Dalton Smith with 7. It was Evan Eschbach basically coming out there and picking up a big deep three that really got things going and excitement. And Carter Dick getting in the paint with 2 points. Great team, spreading the ball around, doing some serious damage. But the big thing from last night was the defense, as they were able to be victorious 45-41 over the Lakeland Lakers here at home. Barons look to repeat tonight in exciting environment. Boy, I tell you what, this crowd is pumped up. Hey, Mr. Stafford, I got to ask, when's the last time you saw a crowd come in here and be this well represented? Manchester is a heck of a drive. They've got a great crowd. We've got a great crowd. Everybody's in black and red. I tell you what, I can't tell what fans are for DeKalb and which ones are for Manchester, but I think they're all here for us.
I hope so. Absolutely. Both sides got huge crowds here. It's loud. It's rocking. It's going to be a great game tonight.
Well, and that's something that Tyler Pomeroy, I got to ask you as well. What do you think of tonight's game? What do you think we should expect to see?
Looking back at last night, the defense put on a great show. They held Bontrager. He's been on fire from the beginning of the season. You knew he was going to come out, and he's a good player. And they held him to, how many points did they hold him to last night, Hoyt?
Well, and that's the thing.
8 points last night.
8 points, and all of those came in the second half. He was scoreless in the first half, got in foul trouble early. And, boy, I'll tell you what, it was the great defense of Carter Dick really causing him to draw fouls against Bontrager, taking him out of the game, making him ineffectual. And, you know, it's interesting how good the defense is coming together for this squad this year. And we've got some young shooters on the team. Now, before we talk any more about the Barons, we want to go ahead and shift over, and we're going to take it back to Mr. Stafford. Mr. Stafford, can you let us know a little bit about the roster tonight for Manchester Squires?
First player for Manchester, number 0, Logan Pear, a 6'4" senior. Number 1, Braden Casper, a 6'3" senior. Number 2, Camden Lester, a 6-foot senior. Number 3, Weston Hamby, a 5'9" sophomore. Number 4, Thane Prager, a 6-foot junior. Number 10, Caleb Stout, a 5'10" junior. Number 21, Max Carter, a 6'1" sophomore. Number 44, Austin Underwood, a 6'3" junior. Number 45, Creedon Kroll, a 6'3" junior. And number 52, Conrad Borgman, a 6'7" senior.
Wow, last time I saw a 6'7" player down here on the court was Mr. Will the Thrill Crispin, but he was playing for DeKalb.
Absolutely, great player.
Well, and let's take a little bit of a moment too. Now, who's the head coach for the Squires as well?
Head coach is Mr. Mark Underwood.
Mark Underwood coaching for the Squires, coming in here to DeKalb. And I tell you what, I hope this ends up being a great sportsmanship game. The community of Manchester is very similar to DeKalb. Not only do they wear black and red, I mean, we're the Barons, they're the Squires. It's kind of interesting as far as the mascots being similar. But at the same time, they have a community that really supports their athletes. They're high on sportsmanship. And when we match up against them in baseball, that's one of the more anticipated events that we have throughout the baseball calendar year. Usually it matches up around the same weekend as prom weekend when it comes to baseball. But at the same time, it is one of the best events that we have for Baron Nation sports when it comes to sportsmanship. The teams, whoever hosts, puts on a banquet for the other team as much as for our own home team. And one of the things that is really awesome about that is it's something to really look forward to, because it's usually one of the games that it's so true to baseball and the spirit of baseball, of kicking back and a group of guys just coming out there, having fun, perfecting their game. And it's something that you find in the crowd. Fans of Manchester find themselves cheering for DeKalb and vice versa. DeKalb parents cheering for the Manchester kids just as well. So this is, hopefully we'll have that same kind of relationship that we can foster here in basketball, and we really look forward to that. And I got to tell you, with as far away as they are, it's amazing to me how many people and how well-traveled Manchester is. I am very impressed by that, and it's so great to end up seeing the support from both of these schools. And I got to tell you what, it's high school Indiana. Baby, this is going to be hot. It's a Friday night, and there's nothing better than basketball. Tyler Pomeroy, who do we have on this roster for the DeKalb Barons?
For the DeKalb Barons, we got number 3, Caleb Nixon, a 5'8" junior. Number 4, Kyle Dunham, a 6'3" senior. Number 10, Dalton Smith, a 6'3" senior. Number 11, Cole Richmond, a 6-foot sophomore. Number 12, Brantley Hickman, a 5'10" freshman. Number 14, Eric Emke, a 6-foot sophomore. Number 20, Evan Eschbach, a 6'1" junior. Number 22, Carter Dick, a 6'3" junior. Number 30, Easton Rhodes, a 5'9" junior. Number 32, Jordan Shields, a 6-foot junior. Number 33, Brody Heitschu, a 5'10" freshman. Number 34, Evan Snyder, a 6'2" sophomore. And number 40, Connor Penrod, a 6'4" freshman.
All right, and of course, head coach for the DeKalb Barons is none other than
Rod Cohn.
All right, Barons basically ready for action as they're warming up out here. Just about 11 minutes before we start the pre-game festivities and get the game underway. And I got to tell you what, folks, this is an exciting environment. If you're not already here, make sure that you're on your way. This is going to be a great game, and we want to put a big shout out, of course, to the DeKalb Lady Barons on the road tonight. And varsity's getting ready to start out there. DeKalb Lady Barons taking on the Leo Lions at Leo. And, of course, tomorrow, big reminder, make sure you tune in here on YouTube via BTV. At 10:30, it's going to be the DeKalb Barons Sports Talk Show at Ben Davis Ford. We'll be talking with head coach of the DeKalb Barons, Rod Cohn, and possibly Coach Brett Eltroth and the Lady Barons as well. And we're obviously going to have some special guests. We'll get a chance to interview some of the players and some of the coaches and introduce the team to you. Barons, again, on a 2-1 start this season, looking to make it 3-1 here at home against Manchester. And, guys, I got to tell you what, as we settle into this game, we can already tell from the practice shots that are going on here, Manchester looks like they've got some pretty hot hands on this squad.
Absolutely, you know. I mean, you always hope for a great game. Like, obviously, we're hoping for that Barons to win, but you just hope for a great game overall, and it's shaping out to be a very, very good game tonight.
You know, I'd have to agree on that, and that's something, of course, it is December right now. It's the early part of December, and Folks, there's a chill in the air. There's not much else going on. You can't say that you've got all kinds of yard work to do. Come on out here and check out the Barons, check out some great basketball throughout this season. And aside from that, hey, you know what? There's some really great things coming up for Christmas, and we'll start with Tyler Pomeroy. Hey, what we got to ask? I know I asked you a little bit earlier. What did you ask? You've got to go ahead and make that list, check it twice, mail it to Santa Claus. What did you ask for?
Well, I didn't really ask for much this year. I mean, I'm getting older. It's not really some toys anymore or anything. I just asked for a bunch of clothes this year. I'm a big hat guy. I like to wear hats,
right.
and so I asked for a few of those and just a bunch of different clothes that I could wear.
Like a 10-gallon Stetson. Come walking in there with boots and spurs. I'm Pomeroy. Look like you just came off of the Ponderosa Ranch. Is that the kind of hat we're talking about?
More of the Nike or Under Armour.
Okay.
That's more.
Well, I guess I'm sorry. I was just referring to me. That was. That's the thing is, I think I'm 5'6", vertically when you measure me without the shoes, but I'm about 6'10" with my 10-gallon hat. So yeah, that's.
Hey, whatever works for you.
Well, you know what? I would have to disagree with you. That's something that you still got to put something on your list for Santa Claus, and those are referred to as big boy toys. And you know what, Hoyt Stafford, I got to ask you, what are you asking for? What are you hoping for this year?
My main ask this year was AirPods.
All right. Well, that's something that I'm still looking for that pile of gold myself, and that's something. So, but if you don't have that, I'll take a Ferrari, I'll take a Porsche. I'll even take an ACD, an Auburn Cord Duesenberg. I'll take one of the classics. Okay,
Absolutely.
So if somebody's got one of those sitting around, they don't have anything to do with it, just send it right on over to my house. I'll take care of that for you. Hey, you know what? I'll also take gifts in the forms of yachts. Okay, if you got a yacht, I'll take it. Okay, I have no problem with a pleasure cruiser out there on the water. I'll make sure we take it to Florida and have a good time. Okay, we can tell you what the Caribbean looks like. We'll do a BTV special, as a matter of fact. So
yeah, I'll come with you, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing is, it never hurts when you're asking the big man for anything. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, don't be shy about it.
That's right. But if I don't get that, I will settle for some milk and cookies off of my diet most of the year. But I'm willing to break for Christmas. Folks.
That's probably my favorite part is leaving the milk and cookies out for Santa and then maybe taking a bite or few of them.
That's right.
On accident.
Well, and I think that's one of the fun parts about it. And, of course, I want to put a big shout-out to my family as well. I know my wife's probably going to be doing some Christmas shopping, and so as she's out there, that's one of those things. I can actually hear that little sound that goes on, and that's one of them that every once in a while in the stadium you hear this da-da-da-da-da-da, and in the background I can hear my wife say, "Charge it!" Okay, so one of the things I can tell you is that Christmas shopping can be a lot of fun, but also be safe when you're out on the roads. Things can get slick at different times. You can get moisture over the bridges and overpasses. So, folks, make sure you're being safe in all these travels. That's a big concern through the holidays. We want to make sure everybody has a very happy holiday season this year, whatever you happen to be celebrating. And, as we sit back and take a look at this, we're getting ready. Hopefully, we can be celebrating another win here at the end of this game. Barons, I tell you what, Baron fans, we have a lot to be excited about this year, not just in the team that we have, but also the possibility of future growth. And as they mentioned, some of the starters that were out there, we actually have 3 different freshman starters on this team. Once again, Brantley Hickman, and we've got Brody Heitschuh and Connor Penrod, and that's something that we had a chance to see them in action at different times in the game last night. And the more experience we can get them, the more opportunity they have down the future for the DeKalb Barons squad. It's a good time for us to put some shout-outs as well. Mr. Hoyt Stafford, who do you want to shout out on the show?
I'll go with my mom. I think she's out there doing some Christmas shopping right now, like you were talking about earlier. I'm hoping some of those gifts that she's looking for me.
That's right.
I always love to shout out my mom.
And your grandparents?
Absolutely.
Any brothers and sisters?
Nope, I'm an only child.
You know what? That means you get more at Christmas. That's not a bad
Absolutely.
situation to be in. And some shout-outs for you before the game starts.
Of course, my parents, my mom and my dad. I'm pretty sure my dad was just listening to us over there, so that was pretty fun to watch. I could see him watching me, and then he was listening on his phone. So, but of course, my parents, my little brother, he was just here getting recognized for DCBL. So, those are my shout-outs for tonight.
Well, and right here around Christmas season, we want to put a big shout out to Mr. Pete Kemp of BTV and their family. They've got a special gift delivery that they just received here. You guys want to fill us in on any information that you've got on that?
PK7. I know it was a long process. I know that they were waiting a long time. I know Mrs. Kemp was struggling a little bit, but I'm glad, and I know everything's well. They're all doing good. And I know we've got another kindergarten girls basketball game tomorrow morning, and I know Kemp's excited for that. We were at practice on Thursday night. We had a great time at practice. We were tearing it up. We're getting a lot better. So I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. Hopefully we can get our first win. We scored 12 points last week, Joe. That's a big improvement from 0
huge.
for sure.
And, you know, the involvement on that we've got different folks involved with BTV that are helping out with that. And that's who all is involved in that, helping Coach Kemp coach the girls at that level?
It's actually just Hoyt, me, Hoyt, and John Bell.
All right.
But for BTV tonight, we've got a pretty big crew.
We do.
We've got Gabe Shank on the camera. We've got Addison Cruz. He's behind the scenes working the on the computer and all the technical. And of course, you got me, Hoyt, and of course Joe Snyder. Everybody wants to hear you, Joe.
And
you got the good voice.
Well, you know what? That's one of them that I appreciate that kindly. But the reality is everybody wants to hear about these Barons and want to see what's going on as far as game action. And the thing is I'm nothing but humbled, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here at DeKalb High School, representing the Barons and being the official voice of the Barons. It truly is something that means so much to me, being part of this program for many years now. You know, I'm so thankful to basically Athletic Director Rhodes for allowing me to do this and being part of the Baron family. It means so much to me to be here and do this. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because, you know, we come out of Thanksgiving, we move towards Christmas. And one of the things is we have a Baron family. We got to see a lot of guys come back from Thanksgiving as alumni. And so it was a lot of fun to end up doing that. Guys, if you could, go ahead and take it from here.
We got about 3 minutes left until game time, so...
And after this 3 minutes is up, Barons are going to have to bear with us for the national anthem.
Looks like the Barons are coming back out on the court. Looking forward to a good, hard-fought battle tonight. Coming out of the game last night, of course, like we said, the Barons did great job defensively last night. They shut down one of Lakeland's best players, Bontrager. He's a great player. He's been doing great at the beginning of the season this year, and they shut him down pretty well. So, and looking at tonight, we got Manchester's bringing a couple big dudes, so we're gonna have to do good defensively again. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Anything you're looking forward to tonight, Hoyt?
I mean, you know, this crowd coming out, shaping up to be a great game. We got a lot of fans on both sides. It's been loud all night. It's just really looking like it's going to be a great game tonight. You know, like you said, Braden Bontrager for Lakeland is averaging 18 points on the season, and he only got to 8 points last night. Barons played great defense on him, and hopefully the Barons can bring that same energy on defense tonight and shut down Manchester like they did Lakeland. And if they can do that, it's shaping up to be their third win in a row for the Barons.
Got just 1 minute left until game time. Looking forward to this exciting game. Both teams are intense in their warm-ups. They're hitting shots, and I'm getting excited just sitting here watching, that's for sure.
Oh, I tell you what, guys, just around a minute and a half, and we're going to get ready for those pre-game festivities, national anthem, introduction of players. We're going to end up having the DeKalb song. I tell you, I can't help it. It's already like Christmas. They're going to unwrap these gifts out here when we end up getting that tip-off, and that's what I look at, is see what these athletes have and what they can bring tonight in action. You know, it is kind of interesting. We were talking a little bit about the sportsmanship and the community aspect of it, and we had some folks over here from the Squires wanting to see what we're all about here at BTV, and so they're checking us out on YouTube, and they're ready to be able to spread that around so people can watch us not only live, but catch us up on replay come Monday. And that was Marcus Wagner introducing the DeKalb School song. All cheerleaders coming onto the court at this time. Now we know we're ready for game time.
Please welcome Caleb Nixon, a member of the basketball team who will lead the sportsmanship play.
And this will be number 3, Caleb Nixon, for the sportsmanship introduction.
This time, we would like to invite all fans to stand and honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
We're set for player introductions. I'm pretty sure Marcus will start with the Manchester Squires to find out who our starters are.
From Manchester High School. Number 0, Logan Parrott.
It's going to be 0, the 6'4 senior, Logan Parrott. Number 1, the 6'3 senior, Braden Casper. Number 12, the 6'0 senior, Camden Lester. Number 3, the sophomore, 5'9", Weston Hamby. And number 4, Thane Krager, the 6-foot junior. And of course, head coach is Mark Underwood for Manchester. Now it's time to meet the Barons. It's going to be the 5'8 junior, number 3, Caleb Nixon. Number 4, the 6'3 senior, Kyle Dunham. Number 10, the 6'3 senior, Dalton Smith. Number 11, the 6-foot sophomore, Cole Richmond. And number 22, the 6'3 junior, Carter Dick. Head coach is Rod Cohn. And folks, we're getting ready for tip-off.
No more time to wait, Joe. It's time for tip-off. Here we go.
It is time for tip-off. You have to wonder if it's going to be Parrott out here tipping off for Manchester against, I'm going to say it's going to be Dalton Smith out here more than likely. And it is Dalton Smith going out here to center. And it looks like it is going to be Logan Parrott.
Yes, sir.
Well, maybe not. Looks like they're going to switch
up on
us. It's going to be Braden Casper, 6'3 senior. Mano a mano, senior.
And here it comes.
And we officially tip off tonight at 7:32 p.m.
It's like DeKalb controls the first tip-off. Caleb Nixon with the ball, brings it up, passes it over to Kyle Dunham on the wing. Dunham looks inside to Carter Dick. He goes up with the shot. Oh, misses just barely. And it's out of bounds on DeKalb. Looks like Manchester's ball.
Number 2, Camden Lester with the pass inbounds to number 3, Weston Hamby. He'll dribble it up for the Squires. Drills up center court, looks inside, passes over to Lester. He swings it back to Hamby. Looks for the shot, passes off. Lester with the layup, no good. Rebound to Kyle Dunham for the Barons. It'll go the other way.
Caleb Nixon bringing the ball up, looks to drive, gets fouled, it looks like, by number 0, Logan Parrott.
And looks like that's going to be Parrott's first, team's first for Manchester.
Kyle Dunham to inbound for the Barons. Gets it into Caleb Nixon in the corner. Nixon dribbles it back out, looking to get the offense set up. Over to Dunham. Dunham over to Richmond. Richmond at the top of the key. Pass it over to Smith. Smith with the ball. Swings it over to Dick. Dick passes it to Dunham. Dunham looks for a cutter, doesn't get him. And back over to Dick. Barron's moving the ball around really well. Richmond finds himself open, misses the shot, but rebound, offensive rebound to Dunham. Oh, just barely out of bounds. Manchester ball.
Bringing it up for the Squires is going to be number 3, Weston Hamby. He'll dribble it up slow for the Squires. He's going to go left wing, reverses, passes over to number 1, Braden Casper, and it's going to be a over and back, Barron ball.
Looks like DeKalb getting ready to inbound. Looks like number 3, Caleb Nixon, is going to receive it. Nixon is dribbling up for the Barons. He's looking to pass it to Cole Richmond on the wing. Richmond passes it to Smith. Smith driving in. Gets it back out to Richmond on the beyond the arc. Richmond drives in, puts it up for 2, and it's good.
Richmond getting hungry and getting in the paint early.
Inbound for the Squires to Hamby. He'll dribble it up. Drive inside, kick to the corner to number 1, Casper for the 3. In and out, no good. Rebound to Kyle Dunham.
Caleb Nixon with the ball, bringing it up. Looks to drive, puts it up, and gets fouled. He'll be going to the line for 2. Foul on number 1, Braden Casper.
And you have to admire the way that Nixon drives right in there, fearless, and is able to draw that foul. He's so effective at that.
He is. He's very good at that. He's one of the smallest dudes on the court, but you know he's going to be playing hard every time, that's for sure. Misses the first.
And a substitution for the Squires. Number 10, Caleb Stout will come in, and number 3, Weston Hamby will sit down.
Nixon getting ready for his second attempt from the stripe.
It's up, and he misses the second, just barely, right off the
Rebound to
rim.
Parrott, swings it over. Lester up to the court, to the corner to Stout. He's going to give it back up to the top of the key to Casper. He'll set up the offense for the Squires. Passes it over to Lester. He'll drive inside. His layup good, and the foul.
It's like number 2, Lester's going to the line for 1. It's a good drive there by him also. Looks like both teams are going to be looking to drive and get inside, get some fouls, and that's 2 fouls for Manchester and 1 for the Barons so far. 5 minutes left.
Lester with the free throw is good.
He did a good job driving that baseline, bringing that in and reading that coverage.
He did. Nixon with the ball, looks to pass to Richmond in the corner. Dalton Smith, top of the key, looking to set it back up. Gets it over to Dunham in the wing. Dunham looks for Smith back out. Smith looking to drive. And, he tries to pass it out back out to Dunham, and it goes right over his head.
Early turnover, and right now we got 5:29 early in the first quarter left. Barons down by 1 point. 2-3 is your score as Manchester goes back on offense.
Bringing it up for the Squires, number 10, Caleb Stout. Guarded by Dalton Smith. He'll pass back door to number 1, Braden Casper, and he is fouled on his layup attempt. He'll go to the line for 2.
He went too hard to the boards, but did a good job drawing it.
Looks like that foul's going to be on number 4, Kyle Dunham. That's his first, team's second.
Who picked up the first one for the Barons?
I really couldn't tell you, Joe.
Okay.
I don't remember.
The first shot at the line for Casper is good. Barons now down by a score of 2-4. Casper at the line for his second attempt. It is up and good.
Barron's back on offense. Gets the ball into Caleb Nixon. Nixon's taking the ball up. Looks like he'll be passes it over to Dunham on the wing. Dunham with the ball. Looks to Carter Dick. Dick on the wing. He's looking for pass Dalton Smith. Doesn't get him. Back over to Dunham on the wing. Back up to Caleb Nixon, looking to reset the offense, getting it back out. Over to Richmond, over to Dick. Swings it back to Richmond and back out to Dunham.
Barron's doing a good job being patient in this offense, making sure to find that open man. Not trying to get rushed. They know it's early in the game. They're looking for that opportunity.
Richmond back with the ball, driving in. He puts it up for 2, and it's in.
All right. Cole Richmond driving that lane and finding some more points in the paint.
Stout will bring it up for the Squires. He'll be guarded around half court from Dalton Smith. He'll drive, kicks it to the corner to Casper. He passes it back into Stout. Underneath, it's going to be a kicked ball by the Barons. It'll remain Squires' ball.
Barons are looking to trap now. It looks like they're going to try to mix up the Squires a little bit.
Inbound for the Squires is number 1, Casper. He'll pass it out to Parrott. He swings it up, top of the key to Lester. He'll pass it back over to number 4, Krager. He'll try to set up the offense, goes to the corner to Stout, and it's going to be a foul on Cole Richmond of the Barons.
Barons got to be careful. They got 3 team fouls now, so it'll be interesting to see if they stay in this trap and try to pressure even more.
Cole Richmond trying to go for any 50-50 ball there, doing a good job, doing what he's supposed to, and that's, that's the thing in basketball. Every once in a while you're going to get called for that as you're trying to play aggressively.
Now number 1, Casper with the ball for the Squires. He'll pass it out to number 4, Krager. He'll set up the offense for the Squires, top of the key. Pass it to the corner, back to Casper. He'll drive inside, fouled again by the Barons. Number 22, Carter Dick with that foul. And that'll be 4 fouls for the Barons already here in the first quarter.
So we've got a substitution. Number 20, Evan Eschbach, is coming in for number 22, Carter Dick.
Inbounding for the Squires will be number 4, Thane Krager. He'll look to the corner to Parrott, swings it up top to Lester. He'll swing it over to Stout, drives in, layup, no good. Tipped up, and rebound goes to Evan Eschbach of the Barons.
Eschbach bringing the ball up for the Barons. He looks to set up the offense, gets it over to Nixon. Nixon being patient. The Barons are being really patient. They're playing patience, seeing what can get open, what offense is going to work. Dunham back to the top of the key. Dunham dribbling around. Gets it to Nixon. Nixon looks to Cole Richmond. Richmond drives it in, kicks it out to Nixon for 3, and just misses. Rebound to Manchester.
Rebound to Krager. He'll dribble it up for the Squires. Pass it over to Lester to set up the offense. He'll drive, kick it to the corner to Stout. Back up top of the key, Casper. He'll try a 3, and good.
Wow. Nice shot, nice fluid shot from Casper.
Nixon brings the ball up, passes it over to Kyle Dunham on top of the key. Over to Dalton Smith. Back to Eschbach. Eschbach to Richmond on the wing. Richmond looking to drive. Kicks it back out to Dunham. Dunham slowing it back down, getting the offense set up again. Once again, DeKalb's they're being really patient, trying to see what they can get open. Dunham to Nixon. Nixon back over to Eschbach. Dalton Smith on the top of the key. Pass it over to Dunham. Dunham to Caleb Nixon. Nixon dribbling around. Barron's playing really patient. Dalton Smith drives in and misses the layup just off the glass.
2:15 left in the first quarter of play right now. Barron's down by 4. Manchester back on offense.
Lester with the ball, gives it to the corner to Stout. Passes it up, Krager, now to Casper. Steal by Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith dribbles it in, kicks it out to Cole Richmond for 3, and they call a travel on Dalton Smith on the inside.
He was trying to make that pass and just got that stutter step as he was caught down there, double teamed. And that's one of those traps that you can get into pretty easily, and it's pretty hard. And a good defense by Manchester. Good job by Smith trying to get out of it, but it's just situational.
That call could have went either way, Joe.
It really could.
And it looks like a substitution for the Squires. Number 21, Max Carter, comes in. And number 1, Braden Casper, will sit down. Number 10, Stout, drives inside. Up and no good. Rebound goes to the Barons.
Eschbach gets the ball to Caleb Nixon. Nixon bringing the ball up. Passes it to Eschbach on the wing. Barron's still playing really patient. Over to Richmond on the wing. Richmond passes it to Dalton Smith. Smith looks to drive. Kicks it back out to Caleb Nixon. Nixon setting up the offense once again. Barron's just can't really seem to get a certain offense running yet, so they're still trying to figure it out. Back up to Richmond.
just testing the fences, trying to find whatever's going to work out here, especially with substitutions. It makes it tougher as we end up getting different. Oh, attempted
Smith
steal.
over to Caleb Nixon for 3 and just misses.
Rebound goes to number 21, Carter, for the Squires. He'll bring it up into the corner to Krager, back out. To the top of the key now, Lester. He'll look to drive. He's going baseline, and there's going to be a blocking foul on number 3, Caleb Nixon, for the Barons. It's already 5 fouls for the Barons here in the first quarter with exactly 1 minute remaining.
Barons still trail by 4.
To inbound for the Squires is number 2, Lester. He'll go top of the key to Krager. Thought about a 3, gives it to the wing to Carter. He'll back top of the key, Lester, set up the offense for the Squires. Now over to Carter. He swings it, now to Krager. Back to Lester at the top of the key now. He looks to drive, passes it back out to Carter. He'll drive, kicks it to the corner. 3 from Krager is no good. Rebound to Caleb Nixon for the Barons.
Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. He's going to look to kick it out to Dalton Smith. Smith picks up his dribble, passes it back out to Eschbach. Eschbach to Cole Richmond in the wing. Cole Richmond drives it in and in for 2.
Cole Richmond now with 6 points on the game. Barons down by only 2 points. 13 seconds left in this first quarter of play. Manchester going back on offense, trying to see if they can get that last shot. Now under 10 seconds.
Carter with the ball at the top of the key. Less than 5 seconds remaining. He'll drive inside, kick it out. Lester, his 3, no good.
So they try the buzzer beater, and it's no good, and it's time to the end of the first quarter. Barons trail in a one-possession game by only 2 points. 6-8 is your score here at the end of one, getting set for the second quarter to start. Hey, it's a good time right now for us to talk about some of the fantastic sponsors we have on Baron TV. Mr. Stafford, who do we have?
First off, we have DeKalb Health. Promote, preserve, and restore your health today at DeKalb Health. Feller and Clark Funeral Homes is celebrating the memories of our loved ones. Auburn Essential Services, keeping DeKalb County connected. Steel Dynamics Incorporated, for your steel needs, choose SDI, a proven industry leader. Bowles Frozen Desserts, stop by Bowles Frozen Desserts after the event. Bowles is a proud supporter of the DeKalb Barons.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things about Bowles, too, is they have one of the best cups of hot chocolate you can get in the area. I think Jeremiah's and Bowles both have nice hot chocolate, and that's something that you can stop in there anytime after dinner, after the game, enjoy a great treat. Bowles does so much for many, many programs here at DeKalb High School, and we want to thank them for all of their continued support. Yeah, I got to tell you what, that's something as we get set to go. Barons are looking good. Both of these teams match up not only size-wise very well, but their offense and their defensive sets are very similar in the styles between coaching.
They're playing very similar right now. Both teams are doing very well defensively. Just like we said, we knew DeKalb was going to come out and play a really good defensive game, but we're starting the second quarter right here, and Manchester's going to inbound the ball.
Weston Hamby will bring it up for the Squires. He'll drive inside, kick to the corner to Stout. His three-pointer off, no good. Rebound will go to, it's a loose ball, picked up by the Squires and stolen by Evan Eschbach. And there's going to be a foul on number 10 for Manchester. Number 10.
Good aggressive play. I tell you what, everybody going for that loose ball on both teams. You got to love the effort out here on the court.
Great effort by both teams.
And so far, this game has been a really good defensive show for both teams. A score of 6-8 after the first quarter. A very low-scoring affair so far. Both teams playing great defense.
I imagine that's going to pick up here in this quarter and possibly even into the second half.
Smith with the ball at the top of the key, looking to get the offense started. Passes it over to Richmond on the wing. Richmond dribbling around, gets it to Hickman. Hickman over to Dick. Dick's on the wing. He looks to drive, kicks it out to Eschbach. Eschbach gets it back out to Dick, looking to set up the offense once again. Gets it over to Dalton Smith on the wing. Dalton Smith dribbles in, drives in, off the glass and misses just barely. Rebound Manchester.
Rebound goes to number 0, Parrott for Manchester. He'll give it to number 1, Casper. He'll drive. His layup for the Squires, no good. He gets his own rebound and he's going to be fouled.
Be interesting to see who that foul was on, Hoyt.
You know, down in that crowd, that could end up being Richmond. And I think, let's take a look and see who they do call that on.
They're going to call it on number 20, Evan Eschbach.
That's 6 fouls for the Barons. So they got to be a little careful now. Seeing
substitution for the Squires, number 52, Conrad Borgman in, his 6'7" senior. With the ball from Manchester is number 3. His shot is blocked. Barons will go the other way with it.
Hickman bringing the ball up, looks to Dick on the wing. Back up to Hickman, getting the offense set up. Barons taking a really patient set still here in the second quarter. Hickman looking to drive. Kicks it back out to Evan Eschbach. Eschbach back to Dick. Dick drives in, puts it up off the glass, and gets fouled.
He draws it. Hey, and you know what? I just saw something that was just incredible. Both the Manchester players down there that closed in the lane there in the double team were the first ones to reach down and reach out their hand and bring Carter back up the floor, and that's something that's very respectful.
I saw about 4 dudes grabbing 1 dude off the ground right there.
That's pretty
2
cool.
of them are Manchester and 2 of them are DeKalb dudes. It's great sportsmanship. That's something you always know when these 2 teams play. They're always going to have great sportsmanship. Great sportsmanship, both sides, no matter what side you're on.
Carter makes good on 1 of 2. Second one rebounded by Manchester.
Number 1, Casper with the ball. He'll bring it up for Manchester. He'll set up the offense for the Squires, kicks it over to number 3, Hamby with the ball. He'll pass to the corner to Stout. He'll drive inside, kick it out, number 21, Carter. Back to the corner to Stout. He'll drive inside, kick to the corner for Borgman. His jump shot is good.
Oh, wow, that just looked fluid coming off of that with that jumper. Borgman getting into the game with his first 2 points.
Hickman bringing the ball up for the Barons. He's driving in, kicks it back out to Dick. Dick kicks it out to number 20, Evan Eschbach. Eschbach looking for Brantley Hickman at the top of the key, looking to set the offense back up once again. Hickman drives it in, kicks it out to Eschbach in the corner. Eschbach drives it in, kicks it back out to Smith in the corner. Smith for 3, just misses barely. A rebound, Manchester.
Rebound goes to Carter for the Squires. He'll bring it up, pass over. Casper's 3, no good. Rebound to the Barons.
Dalton Smith with that rebound. He's bringing the ball up. He looks to drive.
Spin moves. Oh, somehow he keeps that one.
He does.
Wow. Keeping control right there in traffic. Does a great job.
Cole Richmond passes it over to Brantley Hickman on the wing. Hickman over to Dick. Dick with the ball. Back out to Hickman on the wing. Over to Richmond. Richmond at the top of the key. Back over to Hickman. Once again, the Barons just taking it slow, seeing what they've got. Hickman drives it in, puts it up for 2, and it's in.
Oh, what a great hook shot there on that drive and that layup by Hickman. 5'10" freshman.
Hamby will bring it up for the Squires. He'll pass it over to Casper. He'll set up the offense now for the Squires. Looks to drive inside, kicks to the corner to Carter. Now he'll drive, pull-up jumper. Off the rim and good.
Wow, that one had a couple second thoughts before it finally fell.
Hickman with the ball at the top of the key. Looks to Dalton Smith on the wing. Back out to Cole Richmond. Richmond drives it in. Over to Dick. Dick drives it in, looks for a jumper. Kicks it back out to Eschbach. Eschbach, top of the key.
Just under 4 minutes left here in the first half of play. Barons trail by 3 on offense, trying to see if they can be patient and get something to fall.
Smith kicks it back out to Carter Dick. Dick to Richmond on the wing. Richmond drives in, puts it up, and just barely misses. Rebound, Manchester.
And going around the world on that rim, he thought something might fall there for him.
Now Carter in the corner. He'll step back for 3. No good. Rebound to the Barons.
Barons bringing the ball up. Carter Dick with the ball. He looks to Cole Richmond on the wing. Richmond driving. Kicks it back out to Dick on the wing.
Big opportunity here for the Barons as a timeout is called from Coach Cohn. And this is going to be a full timeout. It's a good timeout to take right here just before 3 minutes in a 1-possession game. This is a critical point in the game for the Barons. They know on this possession they need to maintain control and see if they can convert. And it's a good time for us to talk a little bit about some of the great sponsors we have here on the program. Hoyt, who do we have?
First off, we're going to have Smith Tees. Get your Baron gear, T-shirts, and more at Smith Tees in downtown Auburn. The one and only Albright's one-stop grocery and supermarket, providing the freshest meats, best deli selection, and incredible values to your table. The Ben Davis Auto Group, proud sponsors of DeKalb Sports Talk. The Ben Davis Auto Group, where our price sells cars. Next up, we're going to have Brown & Brown Insurance, combining local service with global expertise. Stop by and see Herb Horn today and get all of your insurance needs. And now, with about 3 minutes left in this first half, Barons are going to be down by 3, and still a very close game and still a great show of defense for both sides. It's a score of 12-9.
Looks like we got number 33, Brody Heitschuh, checking in for the Barons, and also number 30, Easton Rhodes. Barons to inbound, and Carter Dick to inbound for the Barons. Kicks it to number 11, Cole Richmond. Richmond setting up the offense, top of the key. Over to Carter Dick in the wing. Dick up to Easton Rhodes. Rhodes drives in, puts it up. Oh, just barely misses. Rebound to Manchester.
Rebound goes to number 44, Austin Underwood, and he'll kick to Casper. Up to the top of the key is Hamby. He'll pass over to Krager. He'll give it back to Hamby. He's on the wing. Gets a screen. Looks inside to Lester in the post. Can't get it to him. Casper steps out, top of the key now for the Squires. He'll look to set up the offense.
And as they do so, it looks like Manchester's trying to be just as patient with their shot here before the end of the half.
Yes, sir, Joe. Both teams being very patient on offense tonight, trying to get the best shot available. That'll be a pass to number 44, Underwood. His shot will be no good. Rebound to the Barons.
Well, I tell you what, that was incredible. He tried to drive that baseline, and Richmond was able to get in there on that board, preventing the offensive board to get the Barons back on offense.
Heitschuh with the ball at the top of the key. Looking to set up the offense up once again. Eschbach on the wing, kicks it over to Cole Richmond. Richmond back to Eschbach. Eschbach looking to drive. Puts it up, and no good. Rebound
just
Manchester.
rolled off that rim. Wow.
And number 1, Casper with the ball now for the Squires. He'll look to set it back up.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes left in this first half of play. It's a one-possession game right now. Barons only trail by 3.
Number 2, Lester with the ball for the Squires. He'll give it to Underwood. His jump shot off the back of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound goes to Casper of the Squires. He'll put the shot up, no good. And loose ball comes up for the Barons.
Hey, Richmond coming up with that 50-50, making a big difference here the last minute and a half of this half.
Richmond drives it in. Oh, he gets fouled by number 2, Camden Lester.
Does a good job drawing that one.
Checking in for the Barons, number 3, Caleb Nixon, and number 4, Kyle Dunham. Sitting.
Of course, on team foul situations right now, Barons have 6 in this half, and there's 5 for the Squires. Here comes the inbound. Dunham's got to get rid of this ball. There he does.
Gets it over to Heitschuh. Heitschuh to Nixon on the top of the key. Nixon looking up to set up the offense. Over to Heitschuh. Down to Easton Rhodes in the corner. Back up to Heitschuh on the top of the key. Over to Richmond. Barons moving the ball really well right now. They're just looking for their open shot, and they're going to take it. Over to Heitschuh. Over to Cole Richmond on the wing. Richmond looking to set up the offense. He drives in. He puts it up, and it's a charge.
Oh.
Wow.
Richmond getting called for a rare foul, and it's exactly 1 minute left here in the half. Barons trail by 3.
And that's number 44 for the Squires, Austin Underwood, the 6'3 junior, taking the charge right there.
Did a good job setting himself up and planting his feet and getting that position, and Richmond doing a good job driving. And that's one of those split-second decisions that they can go either way sometimes, but that one was pretty well planted.
Now the Squires with the ball, bringing it up is number 3, Hamby. He'll look for the back door to Casper. His pull-up jumper is going to be good.
Casper so lethal with that shot.
Barons bringing the ball up quick. Heitschuh for a 3 in the corner, misses just barely. Rebound Manchester.
Hamby will bring it up now for the Squires. And Heitschuh getting it back with a steal.
Oh, but he rolls over. He had possession of it, rolls over, and gets called correctly for the travel on that. Well, I tell you what, you have to love that passion of going after that ball and trying to do whatever you can here in these last 36 seconds.
Absolutely.
There's a great hustle there by Heitschuh. Misses the shot, runs back, gets that steal, dives on it, but unfortunately gets called for the travel.
Lester with the ball now for the Squires. He'll give it to Casper. He's going to be guarded by Dalton Smith. He'll swing it back over to Hamby. And it looks like for the Squires here, they're going to be looking to get the last shot of the half. Hamby with the ball at the top of the key. He'll hold it. He's going to be guarded by Easton Rhodes. He'll swing it over now to Lester.
Under 10 seconds for this half.
Lester now is going to get double teamed. He'll pass to the corner to Krager. He'll pull up for a jumper. No good off the rim. Rebound to Kyle Dunham. And that'll conclude the first half with a score of 14-9 in favor of Manchester.
Very low scoring game here so far. Like we predicted, a very defensive-minded game, and both teams doing great on the defensive side of the game for sure.
Well, and both coaches have to be pleased with the performance they're seeing out there. You know, you sit back and take a look at this, and if you're Coach Underwood for the Squires, you got to be really pleased coming on the road and having a 2-possession lead going into the half. But the thing is with as low scoring as this is still anybody's game, and I think this is going to go right down to the wire.
Yes,
we've got a couple different students down here at halftime, waving up here to the BTV staff and up here to the official broadcasting booth. And you know, they've got some great folks that they're introducing. And this is for the unified track teams and for Special Olympics. And they've got a fundraiser going on right now. Matter of fact, earlier before pregame, they were out there selling some of their wares. They had a lot of different things, and they wanted to raise some awareness for their mission, their program, their athletes, their volunteers, their donors here at DeKalb County for Special Olympics. And of course, it was a Special Olympics basketball team representing DeKalb County, Indiana last year that won the gold, I believe, out in Washington State. Is that correct, guys?
Yes,
They
sir.
did.
Great performance from them.
That was awesome. I was able to watch it live on Facebook. There was a parent that was live streaming it, and I was getting excited from home. They would score a basket, and I would go crazy, and it was great to watch. It was crazy, a great environment. It's so humbling to see those kids being able to play, and they go and bring it back to DeKalb. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. It's awesome to watch for sure.
Well, and you know, we've got a great member of the BTV staff down there as well, Monsoon Maloney, representing Unified Track, and you know, Ryan Baker, who's a friend of BTV, he does commentating for football with me as well. He's down there and a big active part of that, and he's also an assistant coach on wrestling. So great folks that are part of the BTV staff that want to represent and help participate in so many different things. And you know, mentioning that's something that I know that you guys are on some different athletic programs as well. I know we've got Mr. Cruz down here that's part of the tennis program. And Tyler Pomeroy, what programs are you affiliated with?
Well, of course, football, and also the track team. I joined track last year. I had a great time in track. I was able to throw shot put and discus. It was my first time ever, and it was a great experience. I mean, it was something new, and I actually turned out to like it a lot. I'm looking forward to it this year. And also, speaking of Cruz, I just got a text from Logan Cruz. He wanted me to give him a shout out. He's watching. So
absolutely. Well, you know what, Logan Cruise Control, I got to tell you, one of the great alums, and it's always a pleasure to end up seeing him out here. We loved watching all of his performances.
Absolutely.
None of us will ever forget the incredible shot he made to win that game up in Angola on the road.
Angola.
Incredible moment for DeKalb
Step back
sports.
three from the corner.
Yep, I'll never forget. I'm glad I was able to play with him for a year. I had a great time. He taught me a lot, and I'm glad he's watching here
I am
tonight too. That's awesome.
A scholar and a gentleman, and we want to wish him the best in his career as he moves forward, not only in college, but everything that he ends up doing. We know he's going to be a success just from all the great things he showed us before.
Yes, sir,
Just a great guy. And, you know, a great family as well, and that's something that we want to put a big shout-out to all of them here. And at different times, they've been super fans of the week that we've been able to highlight on Barron TV programs. And, of course, that's something that one of the bigger broadcasts that we ended up having in previous seasons was actually our radio broadcast that we brought to folks. And his mother listened all the way from Ireland. You know, when we end up talking about being on the World Wide Web, what a great thing it is that we can bring this out to absolutely anybody and everybody. And so it's fantastic to be part of. And there's our one and only Monsoon Maloney as he comes by here. And we might have to bug him and see if we can get a good weather report coming up here. I want to see.
Yeah,
that's what I got to put on
he's the weatherman for sure.
I'm going to put that on my Christmas list to Santa Claus, see if we can get some sunshine and some warmth instead of everybody wants a white Christmas.
I'm hoping for some more snow. I want some more snow, Joe. I'm a snow guy.
A little time off school, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. I can't. You know what? I can't argue with that, and that's one of them. That at the same time, when I sit back and take a look at it, I still wouldn't mind palm trees and sand. That's something that
can't argue with that.
I can go non-traditional. You know, right around that period. Maybe I get a white Christmas on Christmas, and then head down to Florida or the Caribbean or something like. And then
for Christmas Day you can have the white Christmas.
So
right after that.
So what I have to do, I have to ask Santa for a tan, and then that way I can go down there and get a spray tan, get UV approved, and then come back.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of white Christmas you're talking about. You can have white sand or white snow.
Oh, that's true.
So-
I didn't think about that, and I'm no stranger to making a sand castle as much as I am a snowman, so I can maybe make a snowman in the sand down there. But in addition to all of those things, Hoyt Stafford, what programs are you involved with here at the school?
I'm with the same thing as Tyler. Obviously football is my main sport, and I decided to do track last year, and I felt like that was a great experience. Had a lot of fun the whole year, and I'm definitely looking forward to being a part of the track team again this year.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? It's such a pleasure to have you guys here on the show and with the halftime. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of turn it over to you right now. I'm going to take a brief break as well. But as I do, I'm going to kind of just post this to you. Can you guys just let me know and share with our listeners what you think that the Barons need to do coming out in the second half? Where did they do well? And give some highlights on some scoring for both teams. And we'll start with you, Hoyt. Just kind of let us know where Manchester stands, who's been the score keepers, and really let us know what they've been doing good as far as defense and offense, and what they'll probably likely do coming up in the second half.
Well, for Manchester, half of their points exactly have came from number 1, Braden Casper, a 6'3" senior. He came out, he hit a 3 early, had a layup, and then had 2 free throws. He's got 7 of Manchester's 14. Also, Camden Lester in there with 3 points. Max Carter hit a pull-up jumper. He's got 2 points. And Conrad Borgman, the 6'7" senior, in there with 2 points. And so, really, the main thing for the Barons is going to be containing number 1, Braden Casper, as he's got 7 of their 14.
And for the Barons, they've got 9 points. They're trailing by 5 points right now. But for the scoring, number 11, Cole Richmond, he's got 6 for the Barons. And number 12, Brantley Hickman, he's got 2. And number 22, Carter Dick, he's got 1. Barons doing a great job of getting inside the lane, and they're getting in there. They're getting fouled. I know they've missed a few free throws so far, but those will start to fall coming out of the second half. It'll be interesting to see if they're coming back out and they're going to press or not. They got into a little bit of foul trouble there in the first half, but it's a great defensive game so far. You can tell it's a defensive-minded with both teams. It's only 9-14. That's a pretty low-scoring game in a high school game, so it'll be exciting to see what they come out in. And it's been a great game so far. That's hustling. Everybody's hustling. And is there anything else you want to add, Hoyt, for Manchester, seeing what they come out with in the second half?
I mean, really for both teams, it's been a defensive clinic out there, I mean, 9-14 is extremely low scoring for a high school game. So obviously I think both teams are going to come out and try to keep playing the same defense and then just get their offense elevated. And for the Barons, I really thought they had a lot of chances at the rim that they just couldn't convert. And if they start getting to some of those to drop, this game will be right back in it, and it'll be a close game for the whole way. And I think for Manchester, they're just going to have to, I mean, both teams actually have been slowing the pace down and trying to get the best shot. And I think they'll both continue to do that. And for Manchester, I think they're going to try to just keep getting Braden Casper the ball, as he's been the hot hand for them tonight.
I think the Barons will also start hitting some shots. We've seen a couple three-pointers by Caleb Nixon and Cole Richmond, but they haven't hit any yet, and that's probably our biggest thing. Is we're pretty good shooters out here, and I think that's one of the biggest things to look for is we're going to start hitting some of those shots, and then the game's going to start opening up, and we'll see who comes out on top tonight. But back in action, we got the DeKalb Special Olympics. They're playing right now. They're running up and down the court. They're hustling just as much as the varsity teams are. They're doing a great job. Like we said, they came out and they won the gold last year. They brought it back to DeKalb County. It was a great environment. I watched the live stream, and it was great to watch. I loved watching it, and I was getting excited from home. And
Absolutely.
I know everybody was doing the same thing. It was awesome. It was an awesome environment, and this is just fun to watch. It's another. It's just a preview for us to see what they've got, and they're going to be coming back stronger than ever. That's for sure.
And for the game at hand here, I really think that this second half is going to be a lot higher scoring, because considering 9-14, it's just such a low-scoring game. I really feel like in the second half, the game's going to open up a lot more for both teams, because both teams have had quite a few open shots, they just haven't hit. And even though both teams are playing extremely good defense, I just feel like this game's definitely going to open up a lot more in the second half, and it's going to be a lot higher scoring second half game.
You know, Hoyt, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left until the start of this second half, and looks like Joe Snyder joined us back up here, so we'll kick it back over to him, see what he's got to say.
Well, one of the things I got to tell you, folks, is it is an absolute pleasure and an honor to be working with these fine young men from Barron Television, and that's something that, you know, Tyler Pomeroy and Hoyt Stafford, of course, are with us tonight. But who do we have down there on technicals? None other than
Addison
one
Cruz.
of our directors. That's right, Addison Cruz. And who's this fine young man right here on camera?
Gabe Shank. He's doing a great job
Gabe
over there.
Shank.
I'm able to watch from the computer over here. He's doing a great job, better than I ever could, that's for sure.
Well, you know, one of the things I can tell you guys is we had a chance to talk with you. You know, a lot of the folks that are here on our crew play different sports, and we've got these guys here from tennis, respectively, and from football programs. We've got guys that are doing all kinds of different things throughout the season, whether it be basketball or wrestling, whatever it might be. And one of the things is there's a huge demand and a commitment that happens here at BTV just as much as there are in those sporting programs. And I got to tell you guys, it is such a pleasure to work with such great professionals, learning what we end up doing at BTV, bringing this programming out to our fans in the Barron Nation. So, you know, a lot of people don't get a chance to end up meeting you or talking with you, but you guys are athletes. You are students and scholars. You are gentlemen, and I got to tell you, you're doing an absolutely fantastic job, and we want to appreciate everything that you're bringing out here to our fans tonight.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it a lot, and also, as we keep going, there's just more shout-outs that keep popping into my head. I want to shout out Gabe Shank also. He's one of our best golf players. He plays golf, and I think he just committed to St. Francis.
Yes, today.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes,
he just
sir.
committed, and that's great for him. I'm excited for him to see what he's got in the future, and there's just so many different things that just this whole community is just a great environment. There's all the crowd is huge. Everybody's cheering for the Special Olympics. Every time they make a basket, they're playing great basketball out there. It's so fun to watch everybody. And
So basically, we've got somebody that's going to be a Barron alum and is going to be going down and become a Cougar. You know, that is such a fantastic organization down there. Now he's gonna run in and bump, rub elbows with Will the Thrill Chrisman down there at St. Francis.
Sure.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome to see that Will is able to play basketball and football for St. Francis now.
Exactly.
That is crazy. That's awesome.
Well, you know, I've been on him for the last couple of years about that. It's about, you know what, Will, you've heard it from me. You've heard it from me before. It's about darn time. We're just so happy. You know, one of the things I can tell you is we're extremely happy and ecstatic for you. And that's one of those things that we love to see all the success that you're having and the future success that we know you're capable of. And the great job by United Track and Special Olympics basketball athletes. It's always such a pleasure.
Here we go. We got about 3 minutes till the start of the second half. And it's shaping out to be a really great close game on both sides. And I'm really excited to see what this game has in store.
Well, you know, that's something that when we take a look at one of the aspects of the game, many times so much of it comes down on games that are tight like this, similar teams that are matched up, to senior leadership. And that's something Manchester, of course, sporting with 4 different seniors on this squad, and that's really been kind of the core of their squad, at least with 3 of them being starters. And so as we take a look at this, Barons end up having a couple of seniors as well, and you have to really admire the senior leadership from Dalton Smith and Kyle Dunham out here on this program. And I know that's something that, getting a chance to watch them through the years, there's definitely some exciting moments that they've had as DeKalb Barons. And I've had a chance to talk with them at different times about what they want to bring and what they want to do as far as really foster an environment of DeKalb sports and the leadership that they want to foster about the hard work and the commitment to their programs. And you really see that out there on the floor. You know, the 50-50 balls, they're going after those. They're really trying to show so much control out there on the boards and taking the good controlled shots and doing a good job trying to lead this team out.
Yeah, you know, both of those, Kyle Dunham and Dalton Smith, they're both multi-sport athletes. And I know that's what DeKalb is all about, multi-sport athletes. We want to spread that word. And Kyle did a great job on the football field this year. And I don't know if he's playing baseball this year or not, but he's doing a great job so far on the basketball court. And I know he's going to keep it up. And
he better be. When it comes to baseball, he better be, because you guys know that not only am I just a Barron fan, but I'm a baseball nut. I just love that baseball. I'm telling you what, I can't help it. That's one of those things that's in my blood.
Kyle is a great baseball player also. And then Dalton Smith, he plays tennis and basketball, and he's a great basketball player. And I think he got all area this year
Yeah.
for tennis also. Him
Yeah.
and Evan Ostrowski for
I know he at least got
doubles.
all conference, so I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Got
and
all
one of
there
the
as
things I
well.
have to ask you is, out of some of the names that you mentioned, you know, we were just talking a little bit about Logan Cruz, and one of the things that we have to really admire is the academic excellence that's exhibited as well. Who are some of these guys out here that you know of that are just honor roll guys on top of athletes?
Kyle Dunham got academic All-State for football, so I know he's in there. He's always trying his hardest in the classroom.
I know most of these dudes out here that I can see are all on honor roll at least, and then a bunch of them. I think there's a few of them in NHS, National Honor Society. I think Kyle and Dalton both, and then Carter,
Caleb Nixon is
Caleb Nixon.
honors.
Yep, for sure.
And of course, it's a good time for us to plug Jeremiah's. Jeremiah's in downtown Auburn. Not only is it a fantastic greeting place, but they do a wonderful job of supporting all of our students who are on honor roll every month. They're always making sure to bring in some cookies, treats, awards, whatever it might be, to help support the academic excellence here at DeKalb High School. Who else do we have on that list?
Oh, we have Taylor Rental, your one-stop, getting it done right rental headquarters.
Hey, I got to tell you what, when it comes to doing it right, it is Taylor Rental, and I've got to really appreciate everything that they end up doing in the community. I've had to use their services so many times. They're so wonderful, and at the same time, every time we end up having the pink out there, different pink out events, they do so much to provide so many of the supplies to really help decorate up, whether it's the gymnasium or the football stadium, and we just want to thank so much their participation in the community for that.
And lastly, we have Drive Right Academy. We make safe drivers.
And we were talking a little bit about that earlier in the broadcast. It's wintertime, and I got to tell you what, Drive Right Academy has graduated many, many safe drivers. We are so thankful to be in DeKalb County where we've got a great program like this to help. They draw from several schools here to DeKalb County to bring the skills needed so that people know what to do in these winter driving conditions, or at least know how to be defensive drivers. And it is so important, you know, especially when you first start driving, to learn those skills. So thanks to Drive Right Academy.
Here we go. The start of the second half is here. And the Barons with the ball, controlling the ball. Caleb Nixon on the wing. Over to Dalton Smith. And
there's going to be, I think, an illegal screen on number 4,
on
Kyle Dunham.
Dunham.
And that's going to go back to Manchester.
Going back to Drive Right Academy, I also want to shout out our own announcer, Marcus Wagner. He was my instructor, so
Me too.
Fantastic.
making me a great driver for sure.
Well, and you know what? Down there as one of the assistant coaches, Justin Lees. He's a big, big supporter and part of the program here at Drive Right Academy.
Yes, sir. Now from Manchester, number 3, Hamby with the ball. He's going to drive inside. His layup is going to be good.
Nice drive to the lane by Hamby.
It's like number 3, Caleb Nixon, bringing the ball up for the Barons. They're looking to slow it down once again. Gets it over to Carter Dick. Dick on the wing. Over to Dalton Smith. Back up to Dick. Dick for 3. And it's in.
Nothing
Dick for
but
3.
net from Carter.
And the Barons applying some pressure now to Manchester. Is Casper with the ball, and he's going to get fouled. And let's see, there was a lot of traffic in there. Let's see who that foul's on for the Barons. It's going to be number 22, Carter Dick, with the foul.
That's 2 quick fouls for the Barons in this third quarter with 7 minutes left.
To inbound for the Squires is number 1, Casper. He's going to swing it over to Hamby. Now to Lester. Back to number 1, Casper. And the ball is going to be stolen by Cole Richmond.
Cole Richmond drives. And wow, he gets called for a travel.
That's a surprising call.
I feel like that one was a little questionable.
Yeah.
It looked like he got fouled before that.
Yeah, there was a lot of body contact on that one. He was doing a good job in transition, but sometimes it just bounces that way. It's going to go back to Manchester.
Now number 2, Lester, dribbling up for Manchester. He's going to get trapped. He's going to give it back up to Krager. Get it right back to Lester now. Coming off the screen. He's going to drive inside for a layup. No good. Rebound to Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith bringing the ball up for the Barons. Oh, wow.
And there's going to be a
it
foul.
Looks like a foul on number 2, Camden Lester.
And that's one of them that's kind of interesting because last night it was Dalton Smith taking a little bit of a Judy chop there, and he ends up getting another one on this game in the second half.
It's like Dalton Smith inbounds it for the Barons.
And I have to put that Judy chop move out there for Coach Kemp.
Coach
I know
Kemp,
that Coach Kemp loves the Judy chops.
Yeah, he was telling our kindergarten girls about that last night.
Barons back on offense. Carter Dick on the wing. They're passing around the horn.
Cole Richmond with the ball. Kicks it out to Caleb Nixon. Nixon over to Dalton Smith. Looks inside to Kyle Dunham, up for 2 and in.
Oh, great position there from Dunham and getting physical out there in the second half. Right now, we've got
the Barons applying some heavy pressure to
one possession gets
Manchester's gonna be a
stole.
steal.
Richmond with a steal and a drive to the hoop. Oh, my goodness.
And it's going to be a tie game now with 6 minutes here in the third quarter.
We've
Barons
got a barn
applying
burner.
heavy pressure. And now Hamby for the Squires passes it up to Krager. He's going to pull up for 3. Good.
Shooting out the lights. Stain Krager.
Nixon looking to push the ball up. He's on the wing. Looks to set it back up. Over to Dick in the corner. Inside to Kyle Dunham, and it's up. Oh, he gets fouled. Just misses a shot.
Great job getting physical on that turnaround.
I
You basically
believe-
rotating in the lane and drawing that one.
Let's see who that foul is on for Manchester. If it's number 1, Casper, that'll be his second.
That's going to be
But
Thane
it's
Krager.
going to be number 4, Krager, his first foul.
The way this game is shaping out, looks like it's going to be a close game, Joe. This is getting exciting.
It really is, and that's something. There must have been some big motivation in that locker room coming out of the half, letting them know to get some drive and some fire out there.
For both sides, as it's already been pretty high scoring compared to how that first half went.
Kyle Dunham getting the first of 2, second one on the way and in. 18-19, 1 point
Now,
game.
Hamby with the ball and almost dribbles it out of bounds, gives it up to Krager. Now inside to Parrott. He kicks it to Casper, and his layup's going to be good for Manchester.
Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. Nixon's looking to drive, kicks it out to Dalton Smith. Smith dribbling around. Back over to Caleb Nixon. Nixon driving. He looks to set the offense back up, looking for a screen from Dunham. Ball's over to Cole Richmond on the wing. Cole Richmond drives. Looks to drive. He puts it up off the glass. Oh, just barely misses.
Rebound to Parrott for the Squires. He's going to kick it up to Hamby. He's on the wing, drives inside, comes back out. He's looking for Parrott inside on the post. Won't get it to him. Now does. Inside and in. Parrott is going to be fouled by Kyle Dunham.
Yeah, Parrott just drives right into Dunham and draws that foul, knowing he really didn't have a feel for the hoop, didn't know where it was. It come up. The ball actually landed up underneath the backboard when he had popped that one, but he did a good job driving the body in on Dunham, really trying to fight for that post.
And the first one at the line for Parrott is going to be no good off the back of the rim. Some substitutions here for the Squires. Number 10, Stout, will come in for number 2, Lester. And then it looks like number 45, Creedon Kroll, will check in for Parrott after his second free throw.
Double check me on this, but right now, Parrott scoreless in this game.
Yes, sir, Joe.
Effective defense for the Barons, being able to shut down his game so far, of course, pending this free throw. See the outcome.
And it's going to be good.
It was his first point of the game.
And in is number 45, Kroll for Manchester.
Caleb Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. Looks like he's speeding it up a little bit. Over to Cole Richmond. Richmond drives in, kicks it out. Ball's back out to Carter Dick on the wing. Barons Caleb Nixon.
Yeah, Barons look like they want to do a little bit more in transition now here in this second half.
Yeah, they're playing a lot faster this half.
Kicks it out to Cole Richmond on the corner. Oh, just misses that 3.
The rebound to Hamby for the Squires. He'll dribble in, go all the way. No good on the layup. Rebound goes to Eschbach.
Carter Dick was in position trying to draw that charge. It just didn't happen.
Nixon drives it in, and just misses.
Boy, he was just feeling it, but in the post was number 1, Casper, on the board.
And Casper will bring it up, kick it over to Krager. Thought about a 3, now will shoot it, and good.
Holy cow, that is one lethal shot. We saw that earlier as well.
That'll be 2 threes this half for Krager.
Nixon with the ball on the wing. Passes it over to Dick on the wing. Looks for a cutter. Oh, just misses him. Back out to Richmond. Richmond drives. Puts it up off the glass and in.
Oh, the way that rattled in. He had such an awkward shot and athletically was just able to complete.
And Barron's applying heavy pressure now. The ball's inbounded to Stout. Pass it over to Kroll. He'll swing it to Casper at the top of the key for the Squires. And he'll pass over now to Hamby. He'll pump fake a 3, drive in. Jumper is good.
Barons trail by 7 here in the third quarter with 3 minutes left. Dalton Smith bringing the ball up for the Barons, looking to slow it down again. Dick with the ball in the wing.
3
Pass
minutes.
it over to Richmond.
Yep,
Richmond drives it in again and off the glass and good.
Boy, I tell you what, Richmond's really working the paint tonight. 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes left here in this penultimate quarter of play.
Richmond almost with the steal. Now the ball is going to be up to Krager, and that'll be his 8th point of the half already here.
And that's big transition play. Pass moves all the way through the floor for Manchester. They're going to try and match up with transition game.
Nixon drives in and hits the 2 and 1.
And that foul for Manchester is going to be on number 3, Hamby. That'll be his first. Or actually,
now they're saying that's his third. I've got him marked down as his first, so there might be a problem with the score.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I would keep it right there with the first, because I don't recall ever seeing any other additional fouls from him. He's been playing a clean game, the young man has. So there might be a mix-up on the board.
Nixon hits the free throw.
Making it a 3-point play. Much needed.
Set to inbound for the Squires is Lester. He'll pass to Stout. He'll drive through the middle. He'll kick it over to Kroll. His layup, no good. Rebound put back in by Stout.
Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons.
That offensive board and that extra point attempt was pretty critical right there for Manchester.
Hickman looks inside. And it's reset back out to Nixon. Nixon's looking to set up the offense.
Have to really admire Eschbach's play on that, making sure that it doesn't get intercepted or turnover back there down at the baseline.
Nixon with the ball in the wing. Nixon looks to drive. Oh, just off of the defender's foot, it looks like.
Yeah, tried that bounce pass.
It's going to remain Barron's ball.
Creedon Kroll was just moving. He was in motion down there in the lane.
Looks like number 12, Brantley Hickman, gets the inbound. Looking to set up the offense to number 11, Cole Richmond. Richmond looking to drive. Kicks it out to number 3, Caleb Nixon for 3. Hits it.
Oh, it's nothing but net. He's feeling it now, man. I'm telling you what, this second half, he's pulling up some points. I got him down for 6.
That's his 6th point.
If he starts feeling it, if Caleb starts feeling it from deep, it's going to be a long night for Manchester.
I think we've got a timeout here from DeKalb.
Timeout from the Barons.
They call that one as a 30-second or a 1 minute?
I think that it was a 30-second.
Okay, well, it's a good time for us to talk a little bit more about our sponsors. We've got great sponsors here on our program tonight. Who do we have with us? Yeah, that's it. We've got continued. There's actually 3 pages there on the list. Oh, let's do this. I'll show you. How about that?
There you go.
We have FC Tucker, Malcolm, and the Schulter Realtors, Northeast Indiana's premier residential and commercial realtors, always putting clients first.
And of course, they are proud sponsors here of BTV for our Super Fan of the Week, especially during football season. So it's great to have them with us as sponsors.
Looks like the Barons keeping up their full court pressure.
And the inbound will be to number 21, Carter. He'll kick it over to Krager. His layup is good for the Squires.
And it rattles in, and that was one of them.
Bringing the ball up for the Barons.
Yeah, that was a close one there. Possible stutter step, but didn't get picked up for the travel. So did a good job with the footwork.
Number 11, Cole Richmond on the wing. He looks to drive, and he gets fouled on the inside.
And that foul is going to be on number 2, Lester. That'll be his 3rd.
And, of course, the faster speed this gets and the more they go after those 50-50 shots or trying to get those interceptions, you're going to end up having more of that. Anytime you get somebody going in there for the steal, that reach could get called.
Number 20, Eschbach on the wing. Looking inside to number 22, Carter Dick. Just can't see him there.
Oh, the ball is going to be stolen by number 2, Lesser, up to Krager. His layup is good, and the foul.
He drew that one.
And for Krager, that's going to be his 12th point of this half so far. And he'll go to the line to look for his 13th.
Have to admire the shooting ability and the ability to finish by drawing that one at the end, and really doing it in transition and trying to make the speed of the game move up.
And Krager at the line for his free throw, and he'll make it a 3-point play. That'll be 13 points in the half for Krager. Actually, in the quarter.
Yeah, just right here in this quarter. Just really turned it on and found another gear. Nixon with the ball. feeling it.
In. Wow.
Baby, feeling it.
What a great shot there by Nixon.
That's why I call him Sweetness.
Number 1, Casper with the ball. He'll give it to Hamby. His layup is good for Manchester.
Hey, we're trading buckets now.
Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. He looks to drive once again, puts it up, and just misses. Rebound Manchester.
Uh-oh, they're going
And
in
on the
transition.
fast break, Lester with the layup is good.
And a good move there by Nixon, putting the brakes on to prevent another foul.
Barons looking to slow it down here. Hickman with the ball at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Dick. Dick over to Caleb Nixon. Nixon for 3. Misses just barely, but rebound.
Eschbach.
Eschbach over to Dick. And puts it up for 2.
And now for Manchester, number 3, Hamby will bring it up. And he's going to be fouled.
And way before the shot, but that's going to leave 1.8 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter.
Barons trail by 8 here with 1 second left here in the third quarter.
And that'll be Nixon's third.
And
well, I had him down for 2, but again, I think the number 3 scoring there because they did the same thing to Hamby, so something might be going on with the scoreboard right
And Nixon will knock the ball out of bounds, and with 0.8 seconds, the Squires will look to get off a shot. Into Krager, his shot, off the rim, no good.
And so at the end of the third here in the penultimate quarter, it's Barons 32, Squires 40. Hey guys, what are we looking forward to coming up here in the fourth?
Just they're starting to score a lot more now. The Barons are the lid's coming off the bucket a little bit more, it seems like, and I think Nixon's going to start getting high here. I think they're going to start letting them shoot a little bit more, and Nixon gets hot. This game's just going to get tighter and tighter, and it's going to be a close game. I think once this 8 minutes starts winding down, this game's going to get closer and closer, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
You know, and this is one of them that right now Barons only have an 8-point deficit. They've got 5 fouls compared to 4 right now, so it's pretty evenly matched here in the second half. This is going to be an interesting game. We don't really have anybody from either team that seems to be in foul trouble, at least according to our unofficial scorekeeping. And that's something that it'll be interesting to it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening out here and how the strategies change into this fourth quarter. And that's something that right now Barons, I think, catching a little bit of a breather here after that fast-paced transitional quarter. And it was kind of interesting because Manchester started to work in that transition and started to exploit that back door with 2 men down low.
Yeah, I think the Barons have got to, if they keep up their pressure, they've got to get back on defense and work that defensive transition because it's just they are getting ran on a little bit that quarter, and but I think they'll figure it out this quarter for sure.
I'd have to agree with you. And in the third quarter, Barons had some good shots on the bucket, but they just didn't fall, so this could all change here in one quarter.
And inside is Parrott for the Squires, and it'll be tipped out of bounds by number 4, Kyle Dunham.
Doing a good job getting his hands on that ball, not allowing him to get into position offensively for the Squires.
And for the Barons, they really need to try to contain number 4, Thane Prager, this quarter, because in the third quarter, he finished with 13 points.
On fire.
The ball will go inside to Parrott. His hook shot is no good. Rebound to Kyle Dunham.
Just have to love that play by Dunham going after the ball.
Nixon looking to Dalton Smith in the corner for 3, just barely misses. Rebound Manchester.
He had a good look at that baseline 3, but it just barely hit that rim and came off.
And there's going to be a foul on the Barons. It looks like it's going to go against number 22, Carter Dick. That'll be his third. And set to inbounds for the Squires is number 2, Lester. And he'll pass to number 3, Hamby. He'll dribble it up the side. And Dalton Smith.
He strips it.
Ooh, he stripped it out, but Hamby gets it back. He'll drive inside, pull-up jumper, no good.
It's short. Oh,
and
somehow.
Great hustle there by the Squires, saving the loose ball into Parrott, and he'll get fouled on the layup attempt, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I think that's going to be 7 team fouls on the Barons. They've got to be careful now.
And Cole Richmond with his third foul as well.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the bonus here at this point into the game.
And Parrott's first attempt from the line is no good, in and out.
Barons still trail by 8 here. It's 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And the Barons have done a great job tonight containing number 0, Logan Parrott, as he only has 1 point tonight, and he's at the line looking for his second, and the free throw will be no good.
Smith bringing the ball up for the Barons. It's the top of the key. He's looking for Oh, he drives in and, just misses again on that layup.
Moves to the left side of the board and tries that hook shot that he's so lethal with, but it's just not falling. There's the charge!
Hey, Kyle Dunham taking the charge for the
right there.
Barons. It's going to be drawn on number 3, Hamby.
A charge is one of my favorite hustle plays. That's the most unlooked call, I think, is when somebody goes to take a charge. That just, especially for some football guys like us, that's just hard to do.
It really is.
That's the one thing that you can't do is let somebody run through you, and then coming to basketball, it's like
you
one
got to
of the best
stand in
things
traffic.
that you could do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is interesting when you change between the sports on how that's really looked at as far as fundamentally, and at the same time, it's really denying the other team 2 points and giving you the ball with an opportunity.
And the rebound for the Squires is to number 2, Lester. He'll drive inside, kick it out to Carter, back out to Stout, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Richmond.
Yep, he gets him with the body. He just goes in too close there. Had his arms up, but he did make that contact up in the chest.
And it's going to look like that's foul number 4 for Cole Richmond. Not a good shot for the Barons. And at the line for Manchester will be number 10, Caleb Stout, with the 1-and-1 opportunity. And his first shot will be no good. Rebound to Kyle Dunham.
Dunham to Nixon. Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. Looking to set up the offense. Nixon drives it in, kicks it back out to Dalton. Dalton Smith. Kyle Dunham with the ball. Dunham kicks it over to Caleb Nixon. Nixon drives it in and gets it stolen.
It's going to be stolen by number 21, Carter.
Yeah.
And he's going to look to the top of the key for Lester. He'll go to the corner now to Stout. He'll drive inside, kick it down to Parrott. Back out to the corner to Carter. His 3 is going to be good.
Baseline 3.
And that'll be 5 points for Max Carter on the night.
Nixon with the ball on the top of the key for the Barons. Kicks it over to Richmond. Richmond at the top of the key, looks to drive. Steps back out. He drives it in and up off the glass. It's good for Richmond.
Nice move by Richmond.
And the Barons still trying to apply a little bit of full court pressure. Dribbling up is Lester now. He'll set up the offense at the top of the key for the Squires. And he's going to drive inside. His layup is good.
Wow, that ball was spinning all the way up.
Dalton Smith bringing the ball up for the Barons.
Lester was really putting some English on that ball with that spin
He
as it went up.
was. Smith to Dick on the wing. Dick over to Richmond. Richmond looking to drive once again. Gets the ball
It's
stolen.
going to be stolen by number 21, Carter. He'll drive inside. His layup is off the rim and good.
Nixon with the ball once again for the Barons. He brings it up. Over to Dalton Smith on the wing. Smith looking to drive. Kicks it over to Kyle Dunham. Back over to Nixon. Nixon looks for the shot.
Deep 3.
And
Holy cow, from downtown, Caleb Nixon firing a big 3.
Caleb Nixon shot that one from the parking lot.
Yes, he did. But it was lights out, nothing but net. That's a full timeout for the Barons, and it's a good time for us to talk a little bit more about some of our great sponsors we have here on the program at BTV.
First up, we have Gibson's Heating and Plumbing, the most reliable on-time plumbing, heating, and air conditioning specialist serving in Northeast Indiana. Kelly Southern State Farm, providing the best value and service for your home, auto, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Jamel Flooring, delivering you the floor of your dreams. Classic City Body and Paint, we meet by accident. Smith Farms Manor, DeKalb County's premier senior living community. Nixon Homes, come home to quality at Nixon Homes Incorporated of Auburn.
Nixon Homes, a great sponsor here of our program, and of course, I believe Caleb Nixon has some affiliation with Nixon Homes as well. So it's great to end up having that representation from them, and we are so appreciative of all their support that they end up giving the school.
Absolutely.
And the basketball program here at DeKalb.
And with about 4 minutes and then 28 seconds left in the game, the Barons trail by 10. Still a very close game. Barons definitely within striking distance here. And it'll be Manchester ball. Number 1, Casper, set to inbound. Looking for number 2, Lester. And he'll find him. Back to Casper now. And he'll give it right back to Lester, and he'll dribble it up for the Squires. A little shove off, an offensive foul drawn by Caleb Nixon.
Caleb, excited about that. Boy, I'll tell you what, just playing with heart and passion out there. And
a lot of emotion shown there. Such a great defensive play by Caleb Nixon.
Nixon gets ready to inbound the ball for the Barons. Nixon bringing the ball up for the Barons. He's setting up the offense. Looks over to Cole Richmond on the wing. Richmond up to Dick. Over to Dunham. Back up to Nixon for three. Just barely misses.
Just off.
Jump
and
ball.
It's going to be a jump ball.
Boy, you got to love that extension by Dalton Smith as he was in there.
He was fighting for the rebound with number 1, Casper.
Yeah, well, both of those guys aggressively going after it. And, hey, you know, that is a difficult move to make and not foul when you're both going up for it evenly.
Absolutely.
Inbound to Barons. Back
it's
to
going to
Smith.
be into Dalton Smith.
Back out to Kyle Dunham. Dunham kicks it over to Richmond on the top of the key. Over to Nixon. Nixon on the wing. Looking to drive. Oh, gets the ball stolen.
It's going to be stolen by number 4, Krager. He'll give it to Lester now, setting up the offense for the Squires. He'll dribble over to the wing, hand it off to Carter, swing it back over to Krager. He'll give it back to Carter. The Barons are applying heavy pressure here. He'll pass it over to Casper now. His jump shot no good. Rebound to Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith bringing the ball up for the Barons.
He had a good look on that baseline jumper, but it just wasn't going to fall. Oh, another one from downtown. Oh, just off the rim.
Just can't get him to fall. He's got to keep shooting, though. That's the way they're going to get back in this game is those three-pointers. They got 3 minutes left. They're trailing by 10.
And the rebound will go to Casper for the Squires. He'll bring it up to the corner to Krager. He'll now give it to Lester. He'll drive inside, kick it out to Carter. He'll now set up the offense for the Squires. And Dalton Smith with the steal.
In
Smith
transition.
Up and in for two.
The Barons need a little bit more where that came from. And then Dalton Smith, another steal.
Easton Rhodes up for two and in.
A quick turn of events, and the Barons are able to pick up 4 points quickly.
The Barons' pressure here is really affecting the Squires. Squires now get it into Lester. He'll split the double team, give it over to Casper. He'll bring it up now. He'll drive inside. Good shot contest from Kyle Dunham, and it'll be the rebound to Easton Rhodes.
Caleb Nixon looking to push the ball up. Gives it up to Cole Richmond. Cole Richmond for three.
That's in! Oh, my goodness. Hear the crowd go nuts. This is incredible.
And it looks like Dalton Smith for the Barons, though, down with an injury.
That's not good.
That's not a good side for the Barons.
Dalton
Dalton Smith been playing very well in this fourth quarter.
Oh, my goodness. We don't want to have any injuries, and that's something that basically we just want to make sure first and foremost, he's probably going to come out here and maybe take a little bit of a rest.
It looks like he's trying to walk it off.
Yeah.
Great sight to see walking off when under his own power.
Hey, we're down to a one-position game, guys.
What a crazy turn of events
there.
I told you. I said that if we start hitting some threes, and just that turn of events right there, we were down by 10, and now we're only down by 3. I think, what, was that 30 seconds maybe?
It was within 30 seconds. Once that clock got to the 3-minute mark, that's when the Barons really
crazy.
fire it up.
I know. We got a quick score, and then we got a steal, another score.
Another steal.
Richmond came down and hit a 3. That's just crazy turn of events, and now we're only down by 3. I told you it's going to be a close game.
Well,
Joe.
let's take a look at this so far. Richmond having a career game out there. That's something. What do you have for him unofficially on scoring? You want to tally that up?
Let me see here.
He's been just lighting it up. Most of his points tonight in the paint. More so, that was his first 3 of the night.
That was his first 3 of the night. He's been attacking the paint very well.
I think I've got 17 for him.
And well, that's kind of what I'm looking at too. I just wanted to concur and make sure that we end up having the same count. Yeah, it's unofficial. It's unofficial, but boy. He's really
definitely having a great game tonight.
Sometimes I get into this game too much, and I'm forgetting to keep score over here too.
Well, and we can't shout out enough Caleb Nixon out there too, because that's something I've got him down unofficially for 11 right now, and he's really been.
And I think Caleb had 0 in the first half, but he's having a great second half so far.
Exactly. Every point counts here. Barons back in full court pressure.
The pressure for the Barons has really been working here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Casper with the ball for Manchester. He'll dribble up, checked by Easton Rhodes. At the top of the key now is Casper. He'll drive inside, kick it over to Lester. And he'll drive inside, and his layup, no good.
Oh.
Rebound to Parrott, though, and he'll be fouled. It'll be interesting to see who that foul is on.
Well, it looks like they're calling it on Nixon. There was a melee down in there, a little bit of a scrum. Everybody was trying to go for that board, so it's pretty much whoever you make contact with.
The foul will be on number 3, Caleb Nixon.
They do call him for his 4th.
2 minutes left here. Barons down by 3.
And now Parrott at the line. Barron's has done a great job keeping him in check tonight. His first free throw, no good.
You know, and that's something so far tonight. The number of times Parrott's been in the line, he's been restricted to only that 1 point so far that he had earlier from his free throw. And
Dalton Smith checking back in for the Barons, great sign. Everything must be okay for him. It's just a great sign to see him checking back in so early. And now Parrott's second free throw, off again.
Dalton Smith pushing the ball up for the Barons.
One possession game here with about 2 minutes
He looks
left.
to drive. He kicks it. Oh, he kicks it back out. He's up at the top of the key looking to set the offense up. Cole Richmond on the wing. Kicks it over to Caleb Nixon. Nixon on the top of the key. Barron's doing a good job of moving off the ball right now. Nixon's got the ball. Dribbling around. Kicks it over to Dalton Smith in the corner. Dalton Smith looks to drive. He gets
a
fouled.
foul on number 2, Lester. And I think that should be his 4th.
And you know, one of the things is the Barons doing a great job, showing great patience and good looks, making sure that they get a good look here. It's so important with one possession, under 2 minutes, 1:44 officially on the clock, and at the line, given a chance to give a little bit of a breather as the heavier defense comes out from Manchester.
And as a matter of fact, for Lester, that's going to be Lester's 5th foul, and he'll be fouled out of the game. In for him is number 10, Stout, and also checking in for Manchester is number 52, Borgman, and he'll be coming in for number 0, Parrott.
From the stripe is Smith.
And with Lester checking out of the game for the Squires fouling out, that's going to be a big loss for them.
Dalton Smith showing great form on that. Great control and great poise. The crowd just getting quiet on that shot. How important is this right now?
And if he can make this, it'll be a 1-point game with 1:44 left.
And you got to think the Barons want to end up keeping that full court pressure, getting a chance of possibly a turnover.
It's been really working for him this half. They've got a lot of steals.
Dalton Smith on a clutch free throw.
1 point game with 1:45 left here in the 4th quarter.
Into number 4, Thane Prager, and he'll drive to the corner. Back out top to Hamby. He'll drive inside. His pull-up jump shot, off the rim, no good. Rebound to Caleb Nixon.
Nixon pushing the ball up for the Barons.
Opportunity Barons needed with 1:25 on the clock.
Nixon's got the ball at the top of the key. He looks to drive.
Indiana basketball.
He goes up.
It's pandemonium. 1:18 on the clock as Caleb Nixon brings the Barons to their lead.
Caleb Nixon with a tough shot.
That is the first lead.
And the crowd is going crazy.
That the Barons have had all night with 1:15 on the clock. It doesn't get more fun than this. Indiana basketball right here at DeKalb High School.
Caleb Nixon finishing that layup over the 6'7" Conrad Borgman.
Well, I tell you what, guys.
Not to mention Caleb Nixon is 5'8".
Well, you know, with that vertical leap, I think he's about 7'6", somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere in there.
You know,
great finish from Caleb Nixon, and now the Barons will take a 1-point lead with 1:15 left. Manchester taking the full timeout.
This game is shaping out just the way we thought it would, Joe. This game is this is classic Indiana basketball for sure.
This truly is. You got to stay right here with us on Baron TV for great Baron Nation sports coverage. Of course, we're going to be back with Baron Sports Talk tomorrow at 10:30 to talk to Coach Cohn and some of the players. And, hey, who else do we have on that list? We've got some other great sponsors right there on that list with Baron TV.
Next up, we have Betts Nursing Home. Caring people make all the difference at Betts Nursing Home. And we have Beacon Credit Union, guiding the way for their members since 1931. And Metal Technology, Northeast Indiana's premier quality metal castings provider.
That's right. Great sponsors here in our community. We want to shout them out anytime we can. Of course, the ball goes back to Manchester here on the inbound.
The Barons will keep up that full court pressure. Number 3, Hamby will drive in. He'll come back out, set up the offense into the corner to number 10, Caleb Stout. He'll give it back up top to Casper. He'll drive. His layup is no good. Rebound,
who got that
Caleb
board?
Nixon.
He was a full head above everybody. I saw his knees come over everybody's shoulders.
Nixon drives in, and he
throws a foul. Oh, if that could have fallen, how much more exciting could things have gotten?
Ooh, I mean, it really would have been pandemonium in here, Joe.
Oh, man.
The place would have gone absolutely crazy.
You know
Nixon
what?
at the line for 2.
This has got to be clutch right here.
And another timeout for Manchester.
Yeah, you know, right now they're trying to freeze Nixon, but they don't realize when he gets calm like this, he's better at the boards right there, you know, getting that shot from his knees. So that's something that, boy, what an exciting. 53.5 seconds left. Barons have a 1-point lead. Caleb Nixon at the line looking to force this into a higher A little bit of insurance policy, if you will.
And you got to
That
think
shot.
that if Caleb Nixon can make both of these, it'll be a 3-point game, and Manchester's probably going to be looking for number 4 Krager to take and make that 3 for them, because he's hit 2 on the night.
I got to tell you what, this is Barron basketball. This is what it's about. And if you're not feeling the fever, something's not happening, because that's one of them right now. If you maybe you're just a cool cat and you've taken a whole bottle of aspirin and you're just not feeling the heat, but baby, this is a pressure cooker in here.
And really, Manchester's been ahead this whole game, and stretching the lead out to 10 or 11 at times, but Barons have kept it close, fought back, and here with 50 seconds left, they've got the 1-point lead with Caleb Nixon at the line, looking to go up by 3.
And you know what? Great moments come from great opportunities. This is a great opportunity right here for the DeKalb Barron squad.
Absolutely. And Caleb Nixon at the line for his first attempt.
And the crowd goes quiet. I think I could hear a cricket in the background. Can you?
Ooh, in and out for the first one.
Of course, Caleb's cool as a cucumber down there. I got this, guys. I'm just doing this for effect.
Caleb doesn't miss free throws too often. I can bet this one's going in.
Nixon hits his second. It's a 2-point lead for the
Two-point
Barons
game with 53 seconds left. The ball is inbounded to number 3, Hamby. He'll dribble it up, guarded by Dalton Smith. He'll drive.
It's a travel. It's a turnover. Going back to the
Great
Barons.
defense from Dalton Smith there, and it'll go back to Barron ball with about 45 seconds left, up by 2.
2-point game. If you're Manchester, do you lay off, make sure you don't foul, or do you go ahead and stop the clock and try and see if you can get somebody at the line to miss?
I really feel like they're going to make, they're full court pressure and trying to double team. They're going to try to get a steal first, and if the clock keeps counting down, they're going to have to foul.
Caleb Nixon
30 seconds on the
ball
clock.
up top. Ooh.
Dunham with the
Risky
ball.
pass.
Kyle
there to
Dunham
Dunham.
is, I
Calls
thought
a
they were going to
timeout.
call foul.
Timeout,
For
a good
the
one,
Barons.
too.
By Coach Cohn.
And
Oh,
with
wow.
30 seconds left in the game, Barron's up by 2, and it's going to be their ball. Great
Boy.
game shaping out tonight.
I tell you what, I don't think I've got any fingernails left right now, guys. That's something isn't that what they refer to as a nail biter?
Man, this fourth quarter's been wild.
It's shaping out just how we thought it would, but
Just how we would hope.
This is
Great
definitely
game.
not how it's crazy. It's Indiana basketball. That's all I gotta say. It's
It
Indiana
really is.
basketball.
Hey, and look at the cheer squad down there, the DeKalb Lady Baron cheer squad with the student section.
Trying to get everybody pumped up.
And who is this incredible cameraman we have with us once again?
Gabe Shank.
Gabe Shank
Gabe Shank. And future golfer,
of St.
St.
Francis
Francis.
University.
That's right.
And it'll be Kyle Dunham to inbound for the Barons. You got to think Manchester will go for the steal right away, and if they don't get it, they're going to have to foul.
Nixon doing a good job taking his time across the line. Heavy pressure coming. It's a steal.
It's going to be a steal for Manchester.
I think
And
Easton Rhodes is going to get a
Rhodes is
reach-in
gonna
foul.
foul number 21, Carter. And I believe he'll go to the line now.
2-point game. This could tie it up with 22 seconds.
22
Should he be
seconds
successful at
left.
the line?
And
I don't have Max Carter at the line at any time in this game prior to this.
I do not know, Joe. I believe he was at the line for a 1-and-1 earlier.
Okay.
And he
Oh, that's
He
right. Yeah,
missed
the
his
extra.
first.
Yeah, the extra point. You're right.
in his first one, no good.
It's a
Too
brick.
hard.
Watch
Checking
out.
in for the Barons, number 22, Carter Dick.
And Carter comes back in.
Still a 2-point game now. Barons up by 2. Number 21, Max Carter at the line for the Squires with 1 attempt left.
If he misses, Barron's got a board here.
And
he got
he'll
this
hit
one.
it. 1-point game now.
And that was just
What
a lane
Lane
violation,
violation.
and I think Nixon went into the lane, so it was. I believe that was an automatic. It was going to be an automatic point regardless by going in the lane.
And now, is there a timeout?
I believe there is.
It's like a
Timeout.
timeout for Manchester, full timeout it looks like.
And they're going to have to
22
draw up a
seconds.
play here to try to get a steal, and if not, they're going to have to foul right away. Only
Barons-
22 seconds left.
Barons have that slim lead of 1 point, and wow. Doesn't this feel like a sectional game? I mean, I know it's December
Man.
right now, but this just has all the excitement and energy that you'd see at sectionals.
I mean, wow, a 1-point game with 20 seconds left. It's just a nail biter.
You know what? One of the things I can tell you is regardless of the outcome of the next 22 seconds of this game time, the team that wears white, red, and black is going to win.
I agree, Joe.
I'm going to have to agree with you.
Yeah, that's 100% certainty that that's going to happen.
Now will it be the team with mostly black or mostly white? We're going to have to find out in about 22 seconds.
Well, you know, it's a little bit different than the weather forecast, because I need to tell Monsoon about this, because he could pretty much go on and say there's a 50% chance of something. But tonight there's a 100% chance that the team in white, black, and red is going to end up winning. So don't know who that's going to be in the next 22 seconds, but it's going to be fun.
And Manchester looking at full court pressure, and they're going to definitely try to get a steal right off the bat.
DeKalb with the ball. Kyle Dunham dribbling the ball up. They got to get it across half court.
And they
Gets
do.
it up to Nixon. And Nixon gets
Nixon's
fouled.
going to be fouled by number 4.
11 seconds left. Nixon's going to
Krager.
the line for 1-and-1.
I believe that's going to be Krager's second foul, and Nixon will go to the line. And I think Nixon will be at the line for 2, won't he?
Yeah, double bonus.
Yes,
I haven't
double
seen Nixon
bonus.
miss very many free throws in this situation before, Joe.
You know what? He had that little bit of a warm-up right before this at the stripe, so
It's 11.5 seconds left. Caleb Nixon will be at the line. And
That's good.
he'll hit the first.
Hey,
2-point lead for the Barons.
he did the same thing there, and he made it fancy and got that spinning a little around the world as it went up and in. And there's the timeout,
There's
trying to see if
timeout
they can
for
freeze.
Manchester.
You know, it's already a one-possession game. In the next 11.5 seconds, they don't want this to end up being a three-point where they're forced into that. There's obviously there's 2 different schools on that. There's one shooting behind the arc and picking up that 3, or there's the attempt to end up seeing if you can draw the foul for 3, or to draw it down in the lane and get, you know, a bucket and 1 to see if you can tie it up. And so either team, you really have to be careful here.
You got to think if they miss, Manchester's going to attack the rim right away. And if Caleb will hit this, then Manchester's going to almost have to go for a 3 with only 11 seconds left.
Nixon back at the line for his second.
Caleb Nixon trying to make it a 3-point game. No
Misses
good.
his second.
Rebound to number 1, Casper. He'll swing it over to Hamby. He's going to
6
drive on
seconds
Dalton
left here.
Smith. His pull-up jumper.
No
Off the
good.
rim, no good. He gets
follows
his
a
own
shot.
rebound.
No good.
No good again.
It's
Kicked
Master
out.
Richmond.
And
It's the
Barons
game.
will
The
win.
Barons win.
Rebound to
The
DeKalb.
Barons win.
And a heads-up play by Cole Richmond at the end, getting the rebound and just throwing it out to half court to make sure nothing bad was going to happen.
I tell you what, guys, what a great
What
game.
a great game.
And at the same time, we have to put a special shout out to the Manchester Squires for playing an incredible game tonight, leading by as many as 13 in the game that I can recall, getting back into that 3rd and 4th quarter period of time. And when you sit back and take a look at it, they played an extremely effective game. And it's almost like watching 2 teams that are almost mirror images of each other, offensively and defensively, playing great games. Manchester at one point did a great job stretching out that transition game and getting 2 guys down low and really exploiting that back door. And holy cow, we just wish all of the Manchester Squires the best of luck this season and throughout their postseason as well as they move forward, because they are absolutely an incredible squad. And we want to thank Coach Mark Underwood, head coach of the Squires, for appearing here tonight and being part of this. And we hope this can be one of those classics we can enjoy year after year at both DeKalb and Manchester as these teams face off in the future. So right now, one of the things that we've got is we want to put some notes out there and have a little bit of a discussion. And guys, I want to tell you what, you guys had a time to tally up some of the scoring that we've had here from both teams.
I think so, Joe. I'm not sure if I'm 100% correct, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Unofficial scoring. So what do we have for?
We got number 3, Caleb Nixon with 13.
Okay.
Number 4, Kyle Dunham with 4. Number 10, Dalton Smith with 2. Number 11, Cole Richmond with 15 leading the Barons. Number 12, Brantley Hickman with 2. Number 22, Carter Dick with 6. And number 30, Easton Rhodes with 2.
I tell you what, that's what I've got down for the unofficial scoring as well. And for the Manchester Squires,
Logan Parrott, number 0 with 1 point. Number 1, Braden Casper with 9 points. Number 2, Camden Lester with 5 points. Number 3, Weston Hamby with 6 points. Number 4, Thane Krager is going to be the leading scorer for the Squires tonight with 13 points. Number 10, Caleb Stout with 2 points. Number 21, Max Carter with 7 points. And number 52, Conrad Borgman with 2 points.
I tell you what, guys, this was an absolutely incredible game. It was so much fun and so much excitement. The last 3 minutes of it defined Indiana basketball and Barron basketball as well.
The Barons being down 10 in the fourth quarter, a couple steals, a couple made threes, got them right back in it, and they ended up taking the lead right at the end. And to be honest, I really don't think the Barons were leading at any point in this game until the fourth quarter.
You're exactly correct. That's what I've got them down for, too. And what a level of excitement when that ended up happening. And, boy, I'll tell you what, so many tense moments down here in the last few minutes of the game. And it came out with excitement. The crowd was pleased. It was a great game, great sportsmanship game that we saw from both teams. That's why it's hard to watch a game like that and not cheer for both teams, because everybody played their hearts out and did such a wonderful job. But it is time for us to talk a little bit about the DeKalb Health Offensive Player of the Game for the DeKalb Barons. And Hoyt, who do you vote for the DeKalb Health Offensive Player of the Game?
Got to go with number 11, Cole Richmond.
I can't disagree with you. That was an absolutely incredible performance, and and that's something that, of course, Caleb Nixon had some great moments out there as well.
Absolutely. It's really a hard choice between those two.
Well, and we had so much. I mean, one of the great things about DeKalb basketball is the ball gets. I mean, everybody's scoring on the team. You're just seeing everybody out there making those efforts. And I'm going to have to ask you, who do you think?
I'm going to have to agree. Cole Richmond. He was just a force to be reckoned with tonight. He was able to get inside and put it up and in off the glass like many times. And you saw him hit that three towards the end of the game in the fourth quarter. It's just he was going off tonight, and he did a great job. I
tell you what, that's something, once again, the DeKalb Health Offensive Player of the Game tonight, going to none other than number 11, Cole Richmond. Promote, preserve, restore your health today at DeKalb Health. And for defense, when we sit back and take a look at the Defensive Player of the Game for the DeKalb Barons, Feller and Clark Funeral Home sponsoring the DeKalb Defensive Player of the Game. Who do you think should get that one? I mean, we saw a lot of offensive boards, defensive boards. We saw some post action. Who do we got for that?
I'm going to have to go with Dalton Smith for the Defensive Player of the Game award, because I mean, you saw him that fourth quarter. I think he had 3 or 4 steals in that fourth quarter alone, and I thought he was playing great defense all night.
I can't disagree with that. We saw so much great defensive play. We saw some great boards out there from Caleb Nixon as well. We ended up seeing some great moments out there from Dunham of play. Cole Richmond at different. I mean, it's so tough to pick a great defending player because the whole team's playing great defense tonight. And I have to ask you, Tyler, who do you have?
I also had either Dalton Smith or Caleb Nixon. Those are my two choices. Caleb was out there taking charges, and there was multiple charges taken tonight. That's a great hustle and toughness. That's the heart of DeKalb basketball for sure. And then also Dalton Smith, he just did a great job. He had multiple steals in the fourth quarter, and even if he wasn't getting steals, he was up in their face, and he was able to disrupt the passes, and he was causing steals. So I think also Dalton Smith deserves it very much tonight.
I think you're right, and I think we're going to go with Dalton Smith as Feller and Clark's Funeral Home's Defensive Player of the Game in tonight's game, celebrating the memories of our loved ones. And that's something, obviously, we're getting ready to close out this show. We want to remind everybody that we're going to be on YouTube tomorrow with DeKalb Barons Sports Talk, the Ben Davis Sports Talk Sports Show at 10:30 a.m. We'll be talking with Coach Rod Cohn and some of the players. And we're going to end up having some great basketball action coming up next week, so we hope you can join us here on BTV. We're so glad you could join us tonight. And before we go, I have to put the roundabout. And once again, I'm going to turn it over to Hoyt Stafford. Any final shout-outs that you have for our listeners tonight on the program?
I think I'm just going to have to shout out those two players of the game, Dalton Smith and Cole Richmond. They really helped us win this game tonight. And Caleb Nixon as well, he had a great game tonight. And, he was probably the second guy you would have voted for offensive and the second guy you would have voted for defensive. So I think those three just had a huge impact on the game tonight, and it was a great win by the Barons.
Well, I tell you what, I want to thank you tonight for doing the play-by-play throughout the evening, and wish you continue safety not only in your travel home, but we hope to have you on the air many more times. You guys did an absolutely astounding job, and I'm so proud of everything you did to bring this coverage for our sports fans. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.
And I'm going to turn it over to Tyler Pomeroy now for any final thoughts and shout-outs to our listeners.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Joe, for giving us this opportunity and helping us a bunch. We've improved a bunch from the first time we've done this, and you giving us the time on the air and helping us out. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'm glad, and I can't wait until we can do more of these, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for us. And also my parents, my little brother, of course, and Coach Kempf. I know he's at home right now, and Mrs. Kempf, and taking care of the little baby. PK7 just came out, so hoping the best for them and making sure everything's going good with them. And that's about all. I had a great night, and I want to thank all of you guys for making tonight a great night for me also.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, it's a pleasure having you as well on this show. You guys, I'm telling you what, you have no idea how wonderful you're doing in this programming and getting this out there to our listeners, so we can't thank you enough for what you do here at BTV. So, folks, make sure to tune into BTV throughout the week. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on YCN, your community network, via AES. And right now, we want to thank you so much for tuning into all of our coverage here at Barron Sports Nation. And we want to put a big shout out to all the generosity of the following program sponsors one final time: Auburn Essential Services, DeKalb Health, Steel Dynamics Incorporated, Bowles Frozen Desserts, Smith Teas, Feller and Clark Funeral Homes, Gibson's Heating and Plumbing, FC Tucker, Malcolm and Schluter Realtors, Kelly Southern State Farm, Albright's One Stop and Grocery and Supermarket in Corona, Jamel Flooring, the Ben Davis Auto Group, Brown & Brown Insurance, Nixon Homes, Classic City Body and Paint, Smith Farms Manor, Joyce Hefty Koval Insurance Agency, Betts Nursing Home, Beacon Credit Union, Metal Technologies, Vision Source, Mefford Weber and Blythe Attorneys at Law, Indiana Physical Therapy, Auburn Dental Associates, Taylor Rental, Best Deal Auto Sales, Bernadette Salon, The Forget Me Not Boutique, Big Red Sports, Jeremiah's, DeKalb Chiropractic, and Drive Right Academy. That's it for tonight's coverage of Barron Nation Sports. And as always, folks, this is Joe Snyder, your host and voice of the Barons. Don't stop until the whistle blows.